President Obama is leaving office with an almost 60% approval rating. That's unheard of. George W. Bush went in with a 61% approval rating. Donald Trump is going in with a 37 to 40% approval rating based on the poll you see. George W. Bush, the second, obviously, had about a 25% approval rating. So what do I think about this? I won't delve into it much because my special video on Friday is going to be Obama's legacy and him as a president and what things he did that were good, that were bad. He recently did something amazing. He pardoned Chelsea Manning, which is amazing and good, and whistleblowers now feel more safe to expose the lies that government is feeding the people using our taxpayer money. So, great, good, okay. But I'll give some things, my opinion on that and why he has a 60% approval rating. Partly, I think he has a 60% approval rating because people are looking at Trump and they're going, oh, you know, I may have disagreed with him or I may have liked President Obama, but yeah, Donald Trump isn't the best candidate to replace him. We're going from a Harvard constitutional law professor to apprentice TV star who grabs him by the pussy. I don't know. It's just, I mean, okay. So I think partly because people look at Trump and they go, there's a very stark difference here. And I may have disagreed on Obama on X, Y, and Z, but just Obama third term or somebody else, you know. So I think that's partly why. But people also like Obama, genuinely like him, and it's a good and a bad thing. He has a very likable personality. If you take politics out of it and you just saw him down the street, that big smile on his face, you're gonna genuinely want to talk to him. Because you agree that he has a nice personality doesn't mean that you think he did everything 100%. I think it's very just normal to say that Obama has a nice personality. He has a very warming personality. He makes dad jokes. Politics aside on all of these things, he's just a very likable dude. Like, he plays basketball, he plays golf, he smiles at a lot of things. He makes horrible dad jokes about pardoning turkeys and sending them to Disneyland. Like, he's just a very warm, likable dude, and people fall into that. And then you bring politics into it, and then you get into it's not a deception. I think politicians have to do this because it's a dirty job to be a politician, but you look at some of his policies and you're just like, we're still in 7 places. We're still at war in 7 places. Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Syria, Yemen, Somalia, Libya, and you go, dude, what are you doing? Like, and then you keep going. He allowed NSA spying to increase. He pushed TPP. The list goes on, and you'll see more of that in my presidency wrap-up for President Obama. But, you know, he also didn't go around saying, oh, Dylann Roof happened. All Southern white conservatives must be put on a registry because Dylann Roof. While Donald Trump is going out there and saying, ISIS, every Muslim on a database right now. I'm not against the idea. I'm not disagreeing with the idea, but for sure the Syrian refugees database 100%. So yeah, there's a stark difference with how they do things, and people like Obama because he's genuinely a happy, smiling, joking person, and people like Donald Trump because he's not a politician. So there's people like each other for the stark differences, but I'm just pointing out the stark differences in both of them because let's see where it leads them. Obama's leaving with a 60% approval rating. Trump's coming in with the benefit of the doubt as a 40% approval rating. Like, it's amazing, the two of them, Obama and Trump. It's amazing. So, but then you look at the good. He gave 22 million people basic health insurance. You know, if you want to get into specifics about it, I understand, and there's some bad parts of Obamacare, and there's some good parts about Obamacare. This is definitely 100% one of them. He cut the deficit in half. The stock market doubled under him. So his policy is a mixed bag. You have to admit that about Obama. If you think he did absolutely nothing, you're dead wrong, and you don't look at facts, and the real world isn't you live in a bubble, and it's just it's just incoherent, and it makes absolutely no sense. If you think Obama's the greatest thing that happened since sliced bread, you're also living in a bubble, and you're also dead wrong. He's a very mixed bag. He did a lot of good, he did a lot of bad, and he has a very warming persona, and he seems like a very likable dude, and that makes people not want him to leave office. So you have someone with a very likable personality, and he disagrees on a lot of things, and he's a politician, so he has point across, and but then you have somebody like Donald Trump coming in, and he just war hero who was captured. You're not a war hero. Oh, you're a Mexican illegal immigrant? You must be a rapist or a drug dealer or a killer. I don't know. You're like a 6 on the scale, you woman. You've got a big stomach and you are putting on too much makeup, and so, but I'll still grab you by the pussy without consent. I don't care. Like, you have someone like that coming in, and so now you see people see Trump and they're like, I don't want to go. I don't want him to go. I may disagree, but at least he's reasonable, and at least he's not psychotic and a psychopath. So, Obama's got a very open, warm personality, and people just don't want that to leave office.